Hello, welcome to another Premier League preview where this week we are looking at match week number 10 in the English Premier League. Hey, how you doing? Welcome along. This week we're going to look at game week number 10 in the English Premier League. Got some massive fixtures coming up, and we're going to start at the Amex, where Brighton and Hove Albion take on Leeds on Saturday at 3 o'clock UK time. Well, so far, Brighton scored 14 goals, Leeds 9 goals. Last time out, Brighton losing 2-0 away to Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. Well, last time out for Leeds, they won the Premier League home game against West Ham. I'm predicting a very tough game on this one. I think both teams have got goals in them, but I'm going to go with Brighton to edge it by the odd goal by 2-1. Okay, next let's go to Burnley. Burnley against Arsenal in the Premier League at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Burnley scored 12 goals so far compared to Arsenal's 16. With Burnley last time out winning 3-2 away to Wolves in the Premier League, while Arsenal winning that home game against Brighton in the Carabao Cup. Last Premier League game for Arsenal, winning by the odd goal, 1-0. Eze scoring against his old club, Crystal Palace, at the Emirates. I'm going to predict Arsenal to win the away game here by 2-0. That rock-solid defence of Arsenal that really do not give anything away, do they? Brentford away to Crystal Palace, 3 o'clock on Saturday, UK time. Crystal Palace, that great record that they're on. The Crystal Palace scoring 12 goals so far to Brentford's 14. But Crystal Palace, last time out, the League Cup, much change side from Liverpool. Crystal Palace going to Anfield and winning by 3-0. Last Premier League game, losing 1-0 away to Arsenal last week that we just touched about. Brentford beating Grimsby by 5-0 in the League Cup, but beating Liverpool 3-2 at Brentford last week in the Premier League. So I'm going to go 4 in that game. It's going to be a tough game, that one. I'm going to go for goals galore. Desmond 2-2 in that one. Crystal Palace 2, Brentford 2. Another game at 3 o'clock on Saturday in England. Fulham at home to Wolves. Fulham so far scoring 9 goals from their 9 games, and Wolves 7 goals from their 9 games. So this hasn't got 4 all written all over it. Or has it? Last time out in the League Cup, Fulham beating Wickham on penalties after a 1-1 draw after 90 minutes. In the Premier League, losing at St James's Park last weekend by 2-1. Tough place to go, that one. Wolves goals galore at home to Chelsea in the League Cup, losing 3-4, having been a couple of goals down in that game. So Wolves showing a bit of fighting spirit in that one, but then losing a week before in the Premier League by 3-2 at home to Burnley. Both teams really could do with the 3 points in this one. I'm going with a home win for Fulham. I think Fulham are very, very good at home usually. Tough place to go, Craven Cottage, especially under the lights. The lights will be on. It'll be 3 o'clock, but it won't have that same atmosphere it normally does. So I'm going to go with Fulham to win that one by 2-1. Another game at 3 o'clock, and Nottingham Forest against Manchester United. Much needed win for both teams on this one. Man United, have they turned the corner? Ruben Amorim, I think 3 games on the bounce now they've won. Nottingham Forest, good start last week. I think they could do with a win in this game. Last time out, Bournemouth beat Nottingham Forest by 2-0. While Manchester United beating Brighton by 4-2. I think Manchester United have turned the corner. They're certainly going to go into the City Ground, Nottingham, with their heads up and confidence. I'm going to go with a Manchester United win by 2-1 in that game. But to be honest, I would not be very surprised if that went the other way with a Forest win. But I'm going to stick my neck out and say 2-1 to Manchester United. Or am I sticking my neck out? It's not that big of a call, is it? Tottenham Hotspur at home to Chelsea. Tottenham scored 17 goals so far in their 9 games. Chelsea 17 as well in their 9. Last time out, League Cup, Tottenham away to Newcastle, where they went down by 2-0. Very, very deserved win, I think, for Newcastle. I thought they were good value for that one. And the last Premier League game, Tottenham winning away up at Everton by 3-0 last weekend. For Chelsea, that game when they beat Wolves 4-3 in the League Cup and losing at home to Sunderland last weekend by 2-1. I think Chelsea are going to look to bounce back. This game has historically normally get goals. If you're a betting person, go both teams to score. It's always a safe bet. Both teams to score over 2.5 goals. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw in that one. The Saturday night game here in England, Liverpool at home to Aston Villa, 8 o'clock kickoff. Liverpool, 16 goals so far this season in their 9 games, while Aston Villa have returned 9 in 9. Last time out for Liverpool, that miserable home game in the League Cup where they went down 3-0. Much changed Liverpool side against Crystal Palace, and last weekend losing 3-2 against Brentford. Manchester City losing to Aston Villa by 1-0 at Villa Park last weekend. This one, it's a tough one to call, this one, isn't it? Villa have really picked up their form. Liverpool at home, usually typically strong, could really do with the 3 points here. And I think Liverpool will get those 3 points. I'm going to go Liverpool 3, Aston Villa 1. So we're moving on to Sunday's fixtures in the Premier League. At 2 o'clock on Sunday, West Ham at home to Newcastle. West Ham 7 goals from their 9 games. Newcastle 9 goals from their 9 games. So West Ham currently 19th, Newcastle in 12th. Last time out, West Ham losing 2-1 away at Ellen Road, and Newcastle beating Fulham by 2-1 at home. I'm going to go on this game with an away win. I think Newcastle are going to go there in great confidence, and I think they will beat West Ham by 2-0. Manchester City, 4:30 at home to Bournemouth on Sunday in England. Manchester City, 17 goals so far, compared to Bournemouth, 16. Bournemouth going really well, is second in the Premier League on 18 points. Manchester City, 5th on 16 points. Man City, last time out, beating Aston Villa by 1-0, and Nottingham Forest losing away at Bournemouth by 2-0. So I'm going to go with, even though this is going to be a tough game, Bournemouth having a very good season so far. Can they keep it up? I'm not so sure, but I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Manchester City to win that game, apologies, by 2-0. I think they're going to have a little bit too much for Bournemouth on Sunday. As we move on to Monday, the Monday night football here in England, 8 o'clock kickoff, Sunderland at home to Everton. I'm going to go, let's have a little look, shall we? So Sunderland 11 goals compared to Everton's 9 goals from their opening 9 games. Sunderland beating Chelsea in a very good win last weekend away at Stamford Bridge by 2-1, while Everton lost at home to Tottenham by 3-0. I think Sunderland are going to win this one. I'm going to go with 1-0 to Sunderland at home to Everton. If they can get this stadium light rocking, I think that's going to be a great atmosphere up there, and I think Sunderland will win by 1-0. Okay, as always, if you can like and subscribe this page on YouTube, don't forget we go out on YouTube, Facebook. We always post football stories on Facebook and things like that. So like and subscribe really does help the channel. Let's have a little look at the goals so far. Erling Haaland leading the way, 11 goals in the Premier League, with Igor Thiago of Brentford on 6, as well as Anton Semenyo from Bournemouth also on 6. The assists, Hartman for Burnley, 4 assists, and he's joined by Mohamed Kudus on 4 and Jack Grealish also on 4. Total passes, Van Dijk, Elliot Anderson, Lewis Dunk, Van Hecker and Trevor Chalobah, Ruben Diaz and Gabriel Magalhaes all leading the way on 576 plus. So Van Dijk on 698. It's amazing that all of those are defensive players getting a lot of the ball. Maybe that's just the way football has changed. Clean sheets, David Raya leading the way on 6 for Arsenal, Nick Pope on 5, Ruben Rolfs of Sunderland on 4, as well as Petrovic from Bournemouth and Vicario from Tottenham. So the goals, Chelsea, Spurs and Manchester City all on 17 goals. Tackles won, big tacklers in the Premier League is Glasner's Crystal Palace, 116 in second and third respectively. Joint second is Wolves and Brighton on 112. Blocks, 46 for Everton, 45 for Burnley, 41 for Brentford and Aston Villa. And the total passes, no surprise, it's always Guardiola's team. Manchester City, 5,038 passes. Let's have a look at the Premier League table. Arsenal lead away, 9 games, 7 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. Scored 16 and let in 3 goals. Goal difference of plus 13, which gives them 22 points. And they're 4 points ahead of Bournemouth in second place. Played 9, won 5 and lost just the 1 with a goal difference of plus 5. At the bottom, it's Wolves bringing up the rear on 2 points. 6 points difference between Wolves and 17th place Fulham. Getting cut adrift a little bit already now, aren't they? I know they gave their manager a new contract a few weeks ago, but how's that going to go? I don't know. Let's see how that one goes, shall we? Anyway, so enjoy this week's Premier League action. No matter what football team you support, you can get involved with our live shows if you want. You can come on. I'll just stick the email address up there. You can join our live shows by emailing footballfanpool@gmail.com. Footballfanpool@gmail.com. If you do that, that will put you right to the front of the list. And when we go live, which is typically about once a week, we will put you to the front of the queue. So you can come on and talk about your football club, no matter who it is, no matter what league. It could be your local league. If you want to get something off your chest, then come along and talk about it. This is your platform, so make sure you use it. Okay, so don't forget that. Enjoy your football for this weekend. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube, and also give us that email. And we've got loads of great videos. We put a great one up this week where we hosted here in Cornwall. Steve Perriman, the Tottenham legend, record appearance holder for Tottenham, came down. We previewed that. He was down last night, actually, so Thursday night. And what a great night that was indeed. So there's loads of great videos on there, Harry Redknapp and things like that. So please go along, have a little look at the videos. Enjoy this weekend's football, and all the best. I'll see you next week.